Brady from Brady Nursery in Wichita. And today I want to talk about fall is for planting. So we're going to plant some shrubs today. And fall is an excellent time to plant shrubs, trees, bulbs, perennials, grass. I mean, you can plant all kinds of things in the fall. You just have to remember to water going into the fall and early winter. So with your plant selection, you think about the sun or shade. This spot we're in right here gets some morning sun, and then it gets a lot of late afternoon sun that comes in at a different angle. So you got to think about sun and shade for your plants, and then the size of the plant. How tall do you want something to get? You know, if you want it to be, 2 or 3 feet tall, you want it to be 4 or 5 feet, or a big shrub, which is over 6 feet. So when planting, most of us have heavy clay. And this part of the state especially has a lot of heavy clay. And you want to amend your soil. We have compost in bags that you can work into the soil, or you can make your own compost. And you work that in when you're planting. Chop up your existing soil real well. I usually dig a hole that's about 8 to 12 inches wider than the root zone of the pot, and then just slightly deeper, and then fill it back in. Take the compost and mix it about half and half with your existing soil. Fill the bottom in a little bit so the top of the root zone is flush with the ground. And then water real well. Take your hose, stick it down the sides of the hole, push it up and down, and soak that real good. Get it really saturated with water. And then I always like to put mulch back around my plants. So right here we've raked away the mulch, we're digging the holes, and then we'll put the mulch back around them. So, and then start using root stimulator. I like to use root stimulator once a week for the first month, and then I'll go to like every 2 weeks, and then after 4 or 5 months I might go to like once a month. But we recommend using the Fertilum root stimulator with all your new plantings. And then once we get into later in the fall, November, December, you have to remember to water those new plants. We tend to be pretty dry in the fall, so some people are lucky and they get some snow. They may not have to worry about watering, but otherwise you want to water a little bit during the winter. We figure about every 3 weeks, give it a good soaking. And then once the ground starts to warm up in the spring, then in March, start thinking about starting to water in the spring, because with spring watering, you want to water just kind of, as needed. Watch the rain, see what's happening. You don't want to just flip on your sprinkler and have it running 3 times a week like it might have been last summer. So you kind of watch things so you don't get them too wet in the spring. And then if you have any questions about your planting or landscaping or gardening needs, you can contact us at Brady Nursery through Facebook or at bradynursery.com.